Hello and welcome to yet another episode of South Asian Football Community Live Show. And this time as we all know, it's a AFC Cup special episode. So welcome to all of you. And we're going to discuss about AFC Cup all the way in this episode. Uh, so stay tuned with us. And as you all know that Bashundhara Kings, ATK Mohun Bagan, Maziya SC, and Gokulam Kerala are participating in the Group D of AFC Cup, which is basically the South Asian region. So we're going to only discuss about this group. I have Nehemiah Borman with us, and he's a ATK Mohun Bagan fan. And also I have Abdul Salam Akash, who is just joining. There we go. He has joined. So he has joined here. Welcome, Akash.
Thank you, brother Zakaria. Good to be back again, and let's hope for a good show.
Yeah. Uh, so let's get started with Akash himself. So, uh, how do you see the build-up or the preparation of Bashundhara Kings prior to AFC Cup, and what's your thoughts on their squad strength, and how do you rate them as a team going to a continental tournament like AFC Cup?
Well, thank you, Zakaria, again, and I thank you very much for bringing me here once again and inviting me as a guest. And the time is ticking, the clock is ticking, and AFC Cup is knocking at the door. And if I say that you all know maybe that I am a Bosundara Kings fan, and it's not that I am a Bosundara Kings fan and I will tell all the positive things only, but I have to discuss about my team strength and the lackings also. And we all know that Bosundara Kings coach is none other than Oscar Bluzon, and he likes to play 4-3-3 formation. And we have a good squad, and we have many players in the squad. I think there are 14 nationality players of Bangladesh in Bosundara Kings. So it's a great thing to have for a club. And I always said that having so much players gives you the opportunity to sub the players up, and if any players falls into an injury, we can cover him with another player, or we can substitute him. So if I look at the starting point, we have Anisur Rahman Jiko as a goalkeeper, and we haven't seen other goalkeepers performing because always Jiko did not got injured or did not face any challenges from any other BPL side. So I think it is a positive thing and also negative thing, because when you perform regularly, it gives a positive sign. He's a regular starter, so it will give confidence to Jiko. But what if Zico gets injured? Then we don't have any regular goalkeepers playing in the Bosundara Kings, because none other the goalkeepers got chance to perform in the squad, because Zico was the regular starter. And if we talk about in the defense, we have I think the best defenders of national team as far I see now, because we have Yasin Arafat as a left back, we have Khalid Shafi as a foreign recruit, and we have right back Bishwanath Ghosh, and also right back, the best right back of Bangladesh, in my opinion, Tariq Kazi, you all know. And the only thing that lacks is the absence of Topu Bormon, because Khalid Shafi and Topu Bormon had the one of the best partnership. Because if you look at our last AFC games, the Bosundara Kings never lost against any country in the AFC Cup or any other clubs, because we have just a draw against ATK Mohun Bagan, and we have won almost rest of the matches. So we can say that our defenders are very well, and we have one of the best goalkeepers in South Asia, and that is Jiko. And I personally will miss Topu Borbon, and the club needed him. I don't know Tariq Kazi will play right back or center back in Bosundara Kings, because Topu Borbon is not there. I may think that Atikur Rahman Fahad, who is a defensive midfielder, can play as a center back, as we have seen. So, but I will personally want Tariq Kazi in right back, because he have to face challenges of Liston Colasso when he will play against ATK Mohanbagan. I personally want him to play tomorrow's game in right back because I want him to yeah, to just control players like Hamza Mohammed of Maziya Sports. I think he's a great player, and we need to stop him by the help of Tariq Kazi. And if you now I have finished defense, I have finished goalkeeping, and now I will look on the midfield side. And we have, I think, according to me, we have the one of the greatest midfield position by the help of the foreign players because we have, I think, the best one of the best players, Robson Robinho, and we all know that he's the number one danger man of Bashundhara Kings, and all the clubs I feel like they are planning on him, on Robson Robinho. And we also added I think another Robson Robinho, I always tell, and that is Miguel Figueira. And already he has scored 4 goals in Bashundhara Kings jersey in BPL. So we have a good midfield, and then we have some local guys like Sohel Rana, and we also have Sufil, Mutin Mia, and Ibrahim, Subon Reza, all of them. And if we look at striking position, we have brought Nuha Marang from uh, Gambia. He was a Gambian national team striker, and but he couldn't prove himself. He is so much worthy player, but it is the thing of performing in the jersey. But he couldn't do that. But I think we still have a good striking position because we have recently added Chinedu Matthew and also Sodi Abdullah, and I think they already proved themselves. So I think they can change the game anytime. And we have the number one super sub of Bangladesh now, the main striker, I think, of Bangladesh, future main striker, you can say, and that is none other than Elita Kingsley himself. And I hope he's the trump card because if he gets his emotion on the field, that you all know that a national team flag will be on the jerseys of every club. So Bashundhara Kings has the national flag jersey on their shirts. So I think Erita Kingsley is already emotional to play in the national jersey, and he will get the national flag in the Bashundhara Kings jersey. So I think it will be emotional thing for him, and he will be scoring goals. That's for sure. And we think Bashundhara Kings will do good as the first match is against Maziya Sports and Recreation, and we all know that Oscar Buzon was the coach of most of the Maldives clubs, and he knows
All right, so we got what he's trying to say, and yeah, I mean, well said,
sorry,
Akash.
I have
And
net issues. Uh,
yeah, it's okay.
can you hear me? Where did I
Yeah, yeah,
left? You can help me. Was I talking about Oscar Buzon?
yeah. Continue, continue.
Yes, I was talking about Oscar Buzon, that he knows the environment of most of the Maldives grounds, and also he knows about most of the Maldives clubs and including the players. So I think he knows more than enough about Maziya Sports and Recreation Club. But the one negative side is that Maziya Sporting Club is not like the previous Maziya Sporting Club. If anyone thinks that the Maziya Sporting Club before is the same Maziya club
Well,
now, he will be mistaking. And
we're going
they have
to
added,
we're going to talk about
uh,
Mazia later. So stick to Bashundhara Kings right now.
okay, as I said, like before, that Bashundhara Kings squad is full of many players, and we don't have any lackings except one big lacking, and that is the absence of Topu Bourbon. And this one thing can be a dangerous thing for Bashundhara Kings club. And I lastly, I am happy about the club's strength, and that's all from now about Bashundhara Kings.
All right, so just pretty much the same question to Nehemiah that ATK Mohun Bagan is already a very strong side if we talk about the South Asian region. and they proved all their strength in the preliminary stages. And we've seen how they thrashed Blue Star SC 5-0, and even they've comfortably gone over Abohani from Bangladesh. So that tells about their strength. So how do you see their build-up or their preparation prior to AFC Cup, and what's your thoughts on this?
Okay, thank you for giving me the opportunity. So I'll start by saying that uh, our ISL season at the start, we were not that great. Antonio Lopez Havas was at the wheel, and we didn't get good enough results, according to me. After that, Juan Fernando, he joined ATK Mohon Bagan, and he transformed the club in a different way. Surely the style of play hasn't changed much, but we can see a much more attacking and a ball controlling Mohun Bagan right now. So, as we saw in the in the previous qualifying rounds, that Mohun Bagan had a great run against Blue Star as well as uh, Dhaka Abahani. Uh, so yeah, we have a very confident feeling that we can achieve last year's success, last AFC Cup success again. So I'll start with the squad. So I'll start with the formation. So ATK Mohun Bagan has like Juan Fernando keeps on experimenting. So there are two formations he currently prefers. That's 4-4-2 and 5-3-2. So 5-3-2 is when he will go on full and attack, but 4-4-2 is just a moderate formation. So starting from the goalkeeper, which I think is our weak spot, because Amrinder Singh in Mumbai City he was great, almost like a legend in Mumbai City FC. But since he joined Mohun Bagan, he hasn't been top of his form. And like we saw last year in the AFC Cup also, he couldn't make like decent saves. So that's like a huge problem for us. And in defense also, currently I just heard the news that Chingan won't be playing the matches. I don't know about his aggravated injury, about how long. So yeah, that would be a huge miss because last year AFC Cup we had practically no defenders, I would say, because TD was playing, Chingan was not there. We went with Pritam Kotal, Sumit Rathi, and Carl McHugh. They were great, but still a solid center back partnership we were missing, so we were a bit lacking in defense. So this year I think we have TD right now, so TD will be an excellent player for us, and Jingan's miss will be a big problem for us. I think Sumit Rathi or maybe Pritam Kotal we can play center back, because we have Prabir Das playing right back, and as we saw in the qualifying stages, he performed really good. He put in good crosses for David Williams and other players as well. So in left back we also have Subashis Bose, who is like a permanent member, and he also plays on sloppy passes, but his commitment in the field is really good. In midfield, I think the midfield is too good. We have Johnny Kauko, who has been a revelation. He can defend, he can attack, he can do everything. He is the midfield maestro of ATK Mohun Bagan. And if we need new attacking or any other uh, stuff, so we have Hugo Bumu, who is ready as a super sub as well as he can start the game. But Hugo Bumu has to control his behavior, tackling, and his anger, because he usually gets silly red cards. So that's a huge problem. But I think, yeah, that Hugo Bumu is also a very key player, but Johnny Kauko will be the key man in our midfield. And then we have in our wingers Manveer Singh. I think he will play as a right winger, a right mid, because he also can track back and he has a lot of experience running up down the flanks. And in left wing we have Liston Colasso. He's in a brilliant run of form, so I think it will be pretty interesting. And in striking, I think we have Roy Krishna. So he's back after a long time. I think he will perform really well. He maybe not in the same form as he was 2 years ago, but he still, if you give him an inch space, he can score the goal. And we also have David Williams, who is in a great form. He's recently scored a hat trick against Dhaka Abohani, so it will be pretty interesting. And also to see much more players, we have Kian Nasiri on the bench, who is a young player, but he's really good, and I think he can make a lot of impact. So that's it.
All right. Very well said. And so we'll also talk about Maziya and Gokulam. If you want to add anything on Gokulam, Nehemiah.
About Gokulam, Kerala. Okay. So I think Gokulam
Yeah,
Kerala is a. I think tomorrow ATK Mohun Bagan has their first match against Gokulam Kerala. I think it will be a rather cagey affairs because Gokulam Kerala has got two I League trophies back to back, which has never been done in history. So they have a lot of confidence, and plus I don't think they have met often. So I think it will be a really interesting and cagey match. But I still think that Mohun Bagan can come away with a win. But let's see. And I think for Gokulam Kerala, they have a really strong striking, and I think they have one Indian player who we should all have eyes on. That is Emil Benny. He's pretty much young and he has a similar playing style, I would say, to Sahal Abdul Samad. So I think it will be a pretty interesting match. And I think they can cause some upset as they have a lot of confidence in them, in their squad, and they are playing great. So I think it will be a good season for them. But I think the opponents they will face, like Boshundhara Kings and Mohun Bagan, I think it may be a bit tough for them. But I won't be surprised if they can sneak in some draws, and cause some major upsets. Thank you.
so yeah, so if we talk about Maziya, I mean, they are a team that has been winning everything on their way. They in their
Yeah.
league they have been scoring a lot of goals. So, and one thing I want to say about them is like they have a lot of scorers in their team. They have added like players like Tana Dominguez, who has played La Liga for uh, he has played La Liga and he has scored against Real Madrid. So he's such a player. So this is such a valuable addition to have a player like Tana Dominguez in their squad, uh, and he has been performing very well for them. So uh, and also to talk about their local players, I mean they are the regular scorers for them. Players like Hamza Mohammed or even Naiz Hassan, they score regularly and they're pretty much of a attacking threat, I would say. And the thing they have suffered the last season was like their defense and goalkeeping position. And they've added players like Kiran Chemjong, the Nepal captain. He's a pretty good goalkeeper. So I think that is one area they have improved from the last season, and as well as they've sharpened the midfield. Instead of that Japanese midfielder, they have brought in Tana. So that actually gives them an extra engine to work with. And there is always their striker Cornelius Stewart, who can score goals. So that's a big boost for them, I think. And one more thing I want to mention is like they've added Akram Abdul Khani, a very experienced defender who is gonna lead the back for them. So I think it was very necessary for them to bring him. And I mean that was, they look a much better side than last time around. So I think any team will not want to be taking them lightly. So I hope that no one takes them lightly, and if anyone takes them lightly, it will be at their own risk. So I think Maziya will be a team to watch out for, in my opinion. And uh, more to say about them, I just hope that they perform better and gives everyone a better competition to watch. And we are going to look forward to their gameplay. Yeah, so that's it about Maziya. Uh, as we welcome Mahamudul Rifat, the admin of South Asian Football Community.
Thank you, Bhai, for inviting me here.
All right, so we progress to the next question, and that's to Abdul Salam Akash. And my question to you is, as we all know that BK could not go past the group stage last time around. They came second to ATK Bagan. So uh, from the last season and to this season, what's your thoughts on their chances of qualifying for the next stage, or how much progress they can make? Do you think?
Okay, thank you
Akash?
again. And I think this group is like the group of hell for me because which team cannot win? I think any team from this group can reach next level because uh, ATK Mohammed is a great team. Then we have Gokulam Kerala, who does not have enough national team players. I think their national team Indian players are zero, but they can also reach in the next round. Also, I think Maziya is a great team. If we think that this Maziya is like that Maziya from the past, I think this Maziya is not like before, and they have very big names. Like they have some foreign players which can also get chance easily in the ISL clubs or as ISL teams. So I think this time it will be very tough because in the last time Maja was not like strong like before, and we have now another tough team which is Gokulam Kerala, and this time I think we have got well preparation, except we have one problem, that is Topu Bormon, and I said that before. And I think the trump card will be Elita Kingsley. We have to make special plans against special players. Like we have to make plans again against Liston Colosso. If we want to think about ATK Mohun Bagan, we have to make plans against Williams. And I think Williams scored a hat trick against Dhaka Bahani. And we have to keep that in mind. And we have to mark uh, Williams especially, and we have to
Uh, can I just stop you, Akash? We're
yes, you
talking
can.
about we're talking about we're asking about do you think that Bashundhara Kings can progress to the next round or not? We're going to discuss about the other things
Okay.
later. It's just a
Okay,
question.
if I reply it in short, I think Boshundar Kings has the chance to reach next level because we did well in the past in AFC Cup games, and I think this time we have good number of forwards in our lineup. We have very strong defense lineup, and we have a good midfield, including Robson Robino and Miguel Figueira. And we are in a great form as we are becoming the BPL champions, you all know. And I think we have to face tough opponents, but it is very much possible to reach next round. Thank you.
All right. So it's the same question to Mahamadul Rifat. Uh, the last time we could not, pass the group stage. So do you think that the Bashundhara Kings has a better team this time around and the better probability to advance to the next stage?
First of all, I would like to offer my heartiest love to all of you who are here, and especially thanks to Zakaria Bhai for inviting me here as guest. If you ask me the chances, I would say, yeah, we have good chances, but don't forget the other teams are also stronger side in this group B. If you see, then ATK Mohan Bagan is a good side. Gokulam Kerala FC just ended their league with being champion, and the Maldivian side, Maziya Sports and Recreation Club, have been playing good throughout their Dubai Premier League. If you see the last 5 matches, they scored 29 goals against their opponents and just consider 1 or 2 goals maybe. So you can't underestimate any team in this group. So if you want to go to the next round, you have to do extraordinary. And we have some good players like Robson, Tariq Kaji. We have Miguel, who are new inclusion in our side. So if you say, I would like to say we have good chance, but we have to play good football, and in every matches. So if we play good football in every match, then we have good chance to uh, go to the next round of the AFC Cup.
All right. So pretty much the similar sort of a question to Nehemi as well. ATK Mohun Bagan qualified for the next stage last time around. They became the group champion, and although they badly lost to Nasa, but still they qualified for the stage. So, how do you see their possibilities in this time around? And do you think that they can do better than last time around, or what do you expect from them this time?
As we qualified for the qualifiers round last AFC Cup, I think a lot of Mohun
Yeah,
Bagan fans will expect the same thing, that we can qualify again. Because if we take a look at the squad, we have a better center back. Like last time, we didn't have, like I told you, no naturally center back pairing in our squad. We had to play right backs, left back, and a defense midfielder at our defense. So it was not the greatest uh, defense we ever had. So I think this time around we have a better defense. We have TV, so it will be pretty interesting. And also Sandesh Chingan will be injured. So if Sandesh Chingan would be there, we would have a much better squad. So I think that Chingan and missing Chingan will be a great loss. But I think we have young players like Sumit Rathi who can step up. So yeah, I think overall the squad is pretty much the same. We have a better manager this time, I think, who plays more attacking football, and I think a better defense. So I think we can qualify, but we won't take all the teams lightly because all the teams have also leveled up. And so I think it will be a pretty interesting group to watch. But I think and hope that we can qualify.
all right. So the next topic is like now we're going to talk about the players to watch out for in this tournament. We have multiple good players on every side basically. So we're going to talk about them and who are your players to watch out for from each team, and you have to pick two or three players from each team. So we start with Mahamadul.
Look, every team has some good players. If I start from Bashundhara Kings, we have good players like Miguel Figueira. Then we have captain Rabsan, and Tariq Kazi is also good. So we have some good players. Two of new inclusion like Sudi Abdullah and Zinadu did not have get their visas so far. So if they join our team, we'll get a good side. Then if
Mahamadul,
we hello.
Mahamadul, don't be diplomatic. Just pick three players.
Okay. From Bashundhara Kings, I'll pick Robson, Miguel Figueira, and Tariq Kazi. And from ATK Mohun Bagan, I will pick Hugo Bomas, David Williams, and their Kian Nasiri, the young guy. And if I go Gokulam LFC, Emil Beni, the last goal scorer against Mohammedan Sporting Club, I was watching his game. And Luka is also good, and Felicer would be the threatening for 10 teams. And from Maziya Sports and Recreation, I will go Tana Dominguez. Their Carnials and the local guy Hamza Mahmoud could be the threatening for it.
All right. So Akash, what do you say about this?
It's very tough to pick only three players because most of the players are good, but as I have to answer or pick one, I will start from Bashundhara Kings, and my first pick will be none other than Robson Robino, and then I will go for Miguel Figueira, and the third one is none other than Tariq Rahman Kazi. And if I talk about ATK Mohun Bagan, I will start with David Williams, as he has already scored a hat trick against Abahonic Limited, and I think next I will pick Liston Colasso, and third one is none other than Hugo Bumos. And if I talk about Maziya Sports and Recreation, I will definitely pick Tana. I think Tana Rodriguez, And next, I will pick Hamza Muhammad. And the last one is Stewart. And if I talk about Gokulam Kerala, I will go with Wasim Razik. Next one is Luka. And third one is, oh, I made a mistake, I think. Stewart plays in Gokulam Kerala, and in Maziya, I will go with Cartel. And uh, in Gokulam Kerala, Lucas, Stewart, and Wasim Razik. That's all.
Nehemiah.
Okay, so my pick for the players to watch out for from Mohun Bagan will be Johnny
Hello.
Kauko. Johnny Kauko. Then we've got um, Liston Colasso, and I think the most important player will be I think no, it's David Williams, because Roy Krishna has a lot of breaks, so David Williams is in a constant flow, so I think his form will matter to us the most. And from Bashundhara Kings, I have I think Tariq Kazi, Miguel Figueira, and Anisur Rahman Zico, because Zico last time was saved Bosundhara Kings multiple occasions, I think, and I think the draw against Mohun Bagan was partly due to him because he had a very excellent performance. And from Maziya, I think there Hamza Mohammed, uh, Tana, and always and most importantly Kiran Chemchong, because I think he can give the thing they were lacking. So I think he will be a very interesting player to watch out for. And for Gokulam Kerala, I think it's very obvious it will be Emil Benny, Luca Madsen, and I think it will be Fletcher. Fletcher.
And how about the emerging talents in the AFC Cup? I mean, the players who are making their name and or about to make their name. Uh, how about those players in AFC Cup? Do you think anyone can really unleash their talent and make a name in AFC Cup?
Yes, I think like for ATK Mohan Bagan, we can either pick Liston but I think Liston already last season had a pretty much impact. So I think this AFC Cup, I'll go for Kian Nasiri. He also is a really good, talented player. He can dribble, he can do everything. Yeah, like, and his finishing is also better than normal Indian strikers. I think better than Manveer Singh as well. So I think he will be a player to watch out for. And from Gokulam, Kerala, I think it will be Emil Benny because he's pretty young. He has a big stage to prove him. From Bosundhara Kings, I think Yasin Arafat. He already is a great player, but he can again, I think, prove his uh, worth to the competition. And from Maziya, I think I am not sure about their young talents, but I think yeah, Hamza Mohammed is the player. I think the main local player we should all watch out for.
All right, so Mahmoudul.
Uh, I will go for Liston Closer and Kian Nasiri. Could be the great player for ATK Mohan Bagan, and from Gokulam Kerala FC, I will go for Emil Beni, and from my side, I will go for Yasin Arafat. Could be the best one, and from Maziya, my sports notification. Though, who could be the best one? Hamza Mahmoud could be the best one.
All right, so Akash.
If I start with Bosundhara Kings, I think it will be Yasin Arafat. And if I talk about Maziya, I think it will be Nawash, who is 22 years old and plays in the midfield. And if I talk about ATK Mohun Bagan, uh, it will be tough battle between Tiri and I think Liston Colasso, but I will pick Liston Colasso. And if I talk about Gokulam Kerala, it will be Alex Haji, who already played in under 23, and these are what my picks.
All right, so we had a lot of discussion on players to watch out for. We hope that a lot of players will show their class and we'll have a very high quality AFC Cup in our South Asian zone.
Jakaria bhai, can you please take some question from comment box? Yep.
Yeah,
People
sure.
are commenting a lot.
We'll take a question from Dream Boy Noman. He's saying that say something about Kazi versus Liston battle if Kazi plays as a right back. Akash, what do you think about it?
I have already mentioned, because if we want to stop Liston Colosso, there is just one man, and that is none other than Tariq Kazi. And I think Liston Colosso is the main danger, because he can make crosses to David Williams. So if we want to stop Liston Colosso, we have to play Tariq Kazi in the right backs, and I think he has the ability. Tariq Kazi has the ability to stop Liston Colosso, and he has the a good strength. I think Tariq Kazi has a good strength to stop Liston Colosso, and he can stop him by his physical strength, as well as gameplay brain that he got from Finland, and he has the experience to stop Liston Colosso. And in that case, both can win. Either Liston Colosso can win one or two. He can make some good runs that he can reach to the D box or make crosses. But I think sometimes Tariq Kazi will stop him as well, and it will be one of the best battles in AFC Cup. Thank you.
Anything more to add? Nehemiah?
Yeah. I am adding. Thank you, Numan, for pointing out a good question here. Last time, Tariq plays and left back, so not get the chance to battle against Liston Colosso. Liston Colosso was outstanding throughout the AFC Cup against Bishwanath. So this time I will say, if Tariq Kazi play as a right back, it will be great battle between Tariq and Liston Colosso, and I hope Tariq will win this. But Liston Colosso has some good pace. So if I am really evaluating for this battle how they deal with it. Thank you.
All right, so if we move to the next question, and that's another question from Ashabul Yamin. He's asking, guys, who will be the top scorer of the group stage?
Very tough.
You don't need to explain it, just say the name.
It's a very tough question. I think David Williams or Robson will be the top scorer, but you can't underestimate Dana Rodriguez. Dominguez. Dominguez could be the top scorer also. So it's a tough question. I can't pick anyone single.
Nehemiah?
I think it will be either Roy Krishna or Robson Robino, but I don't know about the others. But I think these two are the most best forwards in this group. So I think these two can win the golden boot of the group stage. I think so.
Anything to add? All right, so we move to the next question, and that's by Ashok. I mean, he was about to join us, but he is quite busy, so he could not join us. And he has questioned how big will the absence of Topu Burman affect BK defense line? If I answer this, I mean, Topu Burman is like he's a leader material, and I would say he's a born leader in the defense. So what he does is like he actually lifts the spirit of the team, and he knows how to sort of make the things happen on the field. So what he does is like he holds the things together in the defense line. and he's the leader of the attack, so leader of the defense. So I mean, he will be a big miss. I mean, and as we know that he did most clearance in the last AFC Cup, so in our zone. So he's a big miss, no doubt about that. And I will hope that someone in whoever plays in place of him does well. And we wish the speedy recovery of Tapu Varman, and can't wait to see him back on the field. All right, so we'll take another question. That's from Prince Pierre. Who can start, Johnny Kauko or Hugo Gumu from versus BK? Nehemiah.
Yeah. According to me, it should be Johnny Kauko because he not only, like I said earlier, he can not only like attack, he can also come back, retrieve the ball, then start a counter attack. So I think Johnny Kauko will be the ideal person to start. But I think Hugo Bumu can come on as a super sub. Suppose if we consider if we are a goal down, so he can pick out some clever passes, so that will create chances. But I think the ideal player should be Johnny Kauko.
We have another question. That's if there are no injury problems, Khaled, Robson, and Miguel will play every matches, most probably. So who will be the fourth foreign player expanded to start tomorrow? Well, I think it will be Nuha Marong, in my opinion, because they have brought in Nuha Marong for this very reason. And if you want to drop Nuha Marong, a full fit Nuha Marong, that means you are not trusting him, and that just proves your signing just unworthy. So I think for me, I'll stick with Nuha Marong as my in my starting 11, and yeah, I mean there are a lot of good options available in the bench as well. Yeah, we have Sudi Abdullah, he's a gun striker, so he can change the game completely from the bench, and coming off the bench. And I mean there will be a good competition actually. We'll see how Nuha Marang does tomorrow, and if he miserably fails, then we can think about Sudi Abdullah, I think. And Mahmudullah, anything you want to say about it? Well, I think you are not audible, Mahmudul.
We have no other options in this position. We have to field Nohamara because Sudi Abdullah and Sindhu Mathu did not get their visa, Indian visas so far. So in first match we have to field Nohamara as a fourth foreigner, but we have good options in these positions. Elite Kingsley will play as he can play here. He will play as Bangladeshi, and we have some good players like Shuman Reza and Shobuza as well as so we have some good options. And if we will go for foreigner, we have to play. With. We have to field Nohamaran. No other options we have.
Now I have a question for Nehemiah here. Ratandeep Das is asking, do you think Amrinder will be weak point for Mohan Bagan?
Yes, thank you for the question. I do agree that Amrinder Singh will be the weak point for Mohan Bagan because he has been out of form since he joined Mohan Bagan from Mumbai City. He makes few mistakes and his positioning has not been great. Like the goal we saw him concede against Dhaka Abahani, his position was way off and he conceded in the near post. So I think it is the weak point, but I think he still is a decent keeper, and I hope he can give a decent performance, and the defense will always be there to help him.
All right. So, moving to the next question. We are actually getting question about Maziya or Gokulam. It's all about Bashundhara and ATKMB, as it seems. All right. So the next question is from Ahsanul Haq. and he's asking that by any chance, if any of Bashundhara's regular defender get injured, is there enough backup players to cover it up, or will this make an impact on the result? Well, I guess I mean you actually pointed a good thing. I mean they already are playing a backup defender in place of Tofu Borman. Tofu is originally the main center back, so they're already playing with the backup player. And if we talk about more backup of the backup, then it will be very difficult to say. But yeah, I mean it's applicable for the every team actually. If you take out the main player and play the backup player, and even the backup player gets injured, and so I mean it's the same for every team, I think. And yeah, I mean they will face difficulty if any of Tariq Kazi, Khalid Shafi, or even someone like Yasin Arafat gets injured, because they simply, I think, I don't think that they have much depth to stop teams like Mohun Bagan or Gokulam Kerala to stop with the bench defenders. So it will be a tough challenge for the backup players. But we hope that they will stay fit. It's just about 3 games, so I mean it's not a huge work. So I
Bhai,
think
we have already two backup defenders, like last couple of games Fahad played as a CV, and we have Shufil, who can play as a right back also and play get some times in CV right back also. They can be the backup players, but I don't want them. We want the regular four starter who are playing so far: Tariq, Bishwanath, Khaled, and Yasin Arafat. But if they get injured by any chance, we have good backup players like Fahad and Shufil. But I don't want them.
all right. So the next question I'll take from Omar Farouk, and he's asking about your expectations on Nuha Maram. We'll go to Abdul Salam Akash on this. Can you hear me, Akash?
Okay, let me clear the question. I mean, his net problems. Expectations is always high for any players. We signed Nuhamarang as number 9 for scoring some good goals, and this is all of us want some good celebrations from him scoring the goal. So if you ask me, expectation is always high for any kinds of player. Nuhamarang is also the same. I want minimum 4 goals from him.
All right. So we have taken a lot of questions from our comment section. Now we'll go back to our regular segments, and now we'll talk about the tomorrow's game and the game day 1. ATK Mohun Bagan takes on Gokulam Kerala, and in the next game, I think Maziya takes on Bashundhara Kings. So how do you see those games? I'll go to Nehemiah first. What's your preview on ATK Mohun Bagan versus Gokulam Kerala, and how do you see the challenges of Gokulam Kerala as being a Mohun Bagan fan? And what's your take on this?
Okay, so first of all, Mohun Bagan is expected to win, but I'm not like it will be a KG game as I League season just recently ended. So their fitness levels must be much higher than Mohun Bagan's because ISL season ended a way earlier. But they did play some friendlies, but I don't think friendlies have the same intensity as the league games. So I think Gokulam Kerala will be in great fitness. There might be some tired players, but they will be eager to play the games. And also, I think they have a lot of confidence, as I told earlier, winning back-to-back I leagues. So I think it will be rather a pretty tight game. Obviously, it will depend on who has a better position, but I think Mohun Bagan can obviously win it. Uh, but I won't be surprised if the match can go like to a draw. But I hope that it won't be a draw. I hope a win from Mohun Bagan. and hopefully that's what most of the other people will think as well.
All right, so we'll go to Mahmudul. How do you see Maziya as opposition, and do you think that they can stop Bashundhara Kings tomorrow?
They can, because they have some good players. Their local players is also good. I think the best local players in South Asia. I can say they can stop, but we have also some good players. We have good records against them. Laid on match in last AFC Cup and win it easily. If you ask me, I will say we'll win. We'll win this match. We want to win this match, but they have some good players, so you can't underestimate them. They can easily stop us if they play seriously, and I think we should win this match as a good favorite also.
All right, so we'll have the same question to Abdul Salam Akash, who is yet to join us. I think he's joined us now. Waiting for Akash.
Bhaiya, I have a question to Zakaria Bhai. Can I question to you?
Yeah.
What do you think? What will be the formation for tomorrow match against Maziya Sports and Recreation Club? My question to you, just formation.
Are you asking about my opinion, or what will be the probable one?
Your opinion and also the probable one. Which formation do you want to prefer?
All right, so I'll prefer 4-3-3, and yeah, I mean 4-3-3 will be a good one, because you have Sohail Rana and both Miguel Figueira are both almost similar type of players. They are creative midfielders, so I don't think the double pivot will be a good option for this. And yeah, I mean we have a good defensive mid like Fahad. He's a good at a single pivot, but I don't think we can afford to play double pivot, especially against Maziya. I mean we don't need that much of a defensive layer to so I think 4-3-3 will be a good option, as midfielders can take the control on the midfield. So I'll go with 4-3-3, and we'll talk about the lineups later on, and we have a different segments for that, and that's just our next segment. So we'll go to Nehemiah now. Nehemiah, what do you think of the playing 11 tomorrow? Starting 11.
The playing 11, okay. So I think for the goalkeeper it will be Amrinder. In left back I think Subhashish Bose, and left center back it will be Tiri, and I think as we have an injury crisis of Sanjay Chingan, I think it will be either Pritam Kotal or I think Deepak Tangri might get a chance to play in the center back, but most probably it will be Pritam Kotal. And in right back, I think it will be Prabir Das. And if Pritam Kotal doesn't play center back, he will play right back. Then in midfield, if we see three players, then I think it will be Johnny Kauko, most probably, and I think they will also implement Carl McHugh, and I think there's a chance for Lenny Rodriguez to get part, because I think the coach really likes him, so I think he may get a chance, Lenny Rodriguez, but I'm not so keen on him, but I think he might get a chance. And then in the right wing and left wing, I think we have very obvious players. We have Manveer Singh in the right, in the left we have Dixon Colasso, and in striking I think it will either be David Williams, as he is in a great form, but I think it will most probably Roy Krishna, because he is a much better player than David Williams, though he is out of form a bit, I think, but I still think coach can stick to him.
All right, so now we'll go to Abdul Salam Akash. Can you hear me now, Akash?
Yes, I can. Little bit of net issue. Sorry.
It's okay. All right, so the question to you is like, what do you think about the starting 11 tomorrow? And what's your starting 11 for Bashundhara Kings against Maziya.
Okay, first of all, I like to tell what is the starting 11 of the coach may be, and then I will say about my favorite starting 11. First of all, I will start with the coach one, and that is left back will be Yasin Arafat, and the center backs will be Khalid Shafi, and it could be Tariq Kaji as a center back, and the right back will be Bishwanath Ghosh, and in the midfield there may be Shoel Rana starting, and with he will have Miguel Figueira and Robson Robinho. And in the left back, there may be Ibrahim. The center forward may be Noah Marang. And the right wing, there may be, I think, Biplo Ahmed. And in my opinion, if I want to pick, I wanted to play Tariq Keji in the right back. In the midfield, I wanted, uh, I think, in the midfield it is okay. So Rana and starting with Miguel Figueira and Robson is okay. Right back, I wanted, I think, uh, Elita Kingsley, and in the starting position, I like to add uh, uh, Sudi Abdullah, and in the left wing, there I want Ibrahim.
All right, so yeah, so we'll go to Rifat now, Mahmoud Rifat now. And what's your starting 11 for tomorrow?
My preferable 11, obviously Zico in goalkeeper position, and Bishwanath in right back. In center back, I will prefer Tariq and Khalid obviously, and left back as Yasin Arafat. And between back position, I mean defender and midfield position, I will prefer Fahad or Johnny. I will prefer Fahad. And in midfield position, I will go for Miguel Figueira as midfield, and Sohel also. And from left wing, I will go for our captain Robson Robinho, and right wing, I will go for Ibrahim, and center forward as no other options. If we go other option, I will go for Elita in this position. But I think coach will go for Nohamaran. This could be happen tomorrow.
My one, I mean, if I had my one, I will. I'll start with goalkeeper. That's Zico for obvious reason. And if we talk about the defense line, I think the dilemma is like whether to pick Tariq Kazi as right back or centre back. For me, I'll let him as a centre back, because if you see the right back options, I think Bishwanath is a designated right back. So why not play him as a right back? And if you see the options, we don't have much options barring Tariq Kazi at the centre back. So that's another thing that we can't afford to play someone like Kesto Kumar as the centre back. So if you try to play Tariq as a right back, then we'll have to bring Kesto as centre back. So I don't think that he can stop anyone in this group. So Tariq Kazi is more like a damage control as a centre back, and we'll see Bishwanath as right back, as he's more of a right back in a natural way. So I'll stick with that. And Khalid Shafi is always there, as the left back will be Yasin Arafat, and my three midfielders will be Miguel Figueroa will be there for sure, and I'll pick Fahad and Sohel Rana. I think Fahad will be in a more of a defensive position, and Sohel Rana and Miguel Figueroa will simultaneously attack or press the opposition. So I think that will be my midfield line. And in terms of attack, I think we'll see Robson at the left wing, and Ibrahim at the right wing, and in the center forward, I'll see Nuha Marum, and Abdullah Sudi can come in as a sub, and even Elita Kingsley can come in as a sub of either it could be like Ibrahim or any of the midfielders by changing the formation in the second half. So that's the playing 11 of Bashundhara Kings, in my opinion. So yeah, so the last segment of our show, and that's the prediction one. What's your prediction on the tomorrow's game? And we'll start with Nehemiah.
For both the games or just the single
Yeah,
or just one game?
both them.
For both.
Both the
Okay.
games.
Okay. So I think for the ATK Mohun Bagan game, I think it will go for a 3-1, 3 to Mohun Bagan, 1 to Gokulam Kerala. And for the Bashundhara Kings game, I think it will be a comfortable 2-0 win. It's my prediction. 2-0 win.
Right. So Abdul Salam Akash. Can you hear
I
me?
think in ATK Mohan Bagan game, ATK Mohan Bagan will win 3-1, and in Bashundhara Kings game, I think Bashundhara will win 2-1.
All right. So Rifat.
Uh, the first match of the day one, I will go for 3-1 to Boshun, 3-1 to ATK Mohan Bagan. On will score Gokulam Kerala FC, and also the same prediction, same score line for the second match also, 3-1 to Bashundhara Kings. Miguel Figueira and Robson will score tomorrow.
All right. So we were almost at the end of the show, and uh, one last thing I would want to add is like as for the Nepal and Sri Lankans, I mean they don't have any clubs in the AFC Cup group stage, but they have two representatives of them, and they are Wasim Razik from Sri Lanka, who is playing as a striker of Gokulam Kerala FC, and Kiran Kumar Limbu from Nepal, who is the Maziya goalkeeper, who will start obviously. So they also have something to cheer about, and they have the reason to watch AFC Cup, and we'll hope that they will perform well, and we tend to see more South Asian players as foreigners in AFC Cup. So best wishes to them, and we're almost at
Have
the
some
end of the
love.
show.
I have some lost words for Kolkata fans. Uh, can I speak in Bangla for Kolkata? Bangali.
Yeah, sure.
Can I speak? ওকে, আসসালামু আলাইকুম। আগামীকাল আমাদের বসুন্ধরা কিংসের প্রথম ম্যাচ, যদিও গ্রুপে কলকাতা থেকে একটা দল খেলতেছে অলরেডি, মোহনবাগান। আমি চাইবো দ্বিতীয় ম্যাচে মাঝে স্পোর্টসের সাথে কলকাতাতে অলরেডি আমাদের ফ্যান্সরা উপস্থিত হয়েছে, এবং আমি চাইবো তাদের সাথে যারা বাংলার ফুটবলকে ভালোবাসে, এবং বাংলাদেশ কোনো ব্যাপার না, এটা বাংলার ফুটবল, সুতরাং আমি চাইবো মাঝে স্পোর্টস অ্যান্ড রিক্রিয়েশন ক্লাবের পক্ষে আপনারা বাংলাকে সাপোর্ট করতে আসুন। আসলে এক সময় ছিল যখন আসলে এই ছিল না, বাংলা ফুটবলকে মানুষ মনে প্রাণ ধারণ করতো, ওপার বাংলা এপার বাংলা তেমন কোনো ছিল না। তো আমি চাইবো কলকাতার সকল ফ্যান্সকে কোনো না করে আপনারা আসুন, আমাদের সাপোর্ট দিন, বসুন্ধরা কিংসকে একটা বাংলা দল হিসেবে আপনারা সাপোর্ট দিন। এবং আমিও চাই বাংলার দল, যে কোনো দল যে কোনো টুর্নামেন্টে হইলে আমি কিন্তু বাংলার দলকে সবসময় সাপোর্ট দিই, সেটা ইস্ট বেঙ্গল হোক, এটিকে মোহনবাগান হোক, বা মোহামেডান এফসি হোক, এপার বাংলার যে কোনো দল হোক। সুতরাং আমি চাইবো আমাদের মতো আপনারা যেন বসুন্ধরা কিংসকেও সেম ভাবে আগামীকালকে ডে ওয়ান এর দ্বিতীয় ম্যাচে মাঝে স্পোর্টস অ্যান্ড রিক্রিয়েশন ক্লাবের পক্ষে সাপোর্ট দিবেন। থ্যাংক ইউ।
All right, so we are almost at the end of the show, and we had a brilliant discussion all the way about AFC Cup, and as we all know that it was our specialized show on AFC Cup, and we specially did this for AFC Cup, and I hope that everyone enjoyed a lot, and we hope to come back again on a different topic. So thank you everyone, and especially thanks to Nehemiah Borman and Abdul Salam Akash. I mean, they were our guest in the last one as well, and this one. So thanks to both of you, and we also mentioned Mahmoud Rifat, who has shown interest this time around. He did not participate in the last one, so thanks to you as well, Mahmoudul. And so best wishes for everyone. Stay healthy, and good night to everyone.